This is the Stroll sweater by Kseniya design. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. I want to say she might be a Russian designer, but I'm not totally sure. I just know she speaks the language other than English. To get started, let's start with the yarn that I used. I used palette yarn from WeCrochet. This was gifted to me. Let me just show you a little bit closer. And it is in the color Current. I love this yarn. It is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. And I don't have a lot of experience working with wool. It's very soft, but I do know that wool tends to felt if you don't take care of it the right way. So I haven't washed this yet. I haven't blocked it yet. I'm just really scared to get it wet, and that's my own thing. But I think it looks good without having been blocked. I think it came out perfectly. I did make some modifications to this pattern, but I will get into that in a little bit. But I really love this yarn. I still have quite a few skeins left. I'm gonna try to see if I can send those skeins back to WeCrochet just because I hate wasting yarn. And I thought that I was gonna make the pattern exactly, but as I got going, I didn't really follow the pattern exactly. So I have quite a few skeins left, but if I can't send it back, as always, I will probably be selling it on my Mercari store. If you look in the description box below, you'll see a link that probably says like shop my yarn stash. It's also on the link in my description for my Instagram. But if you look in that link, then you'll see a way that you can shop my yarn and a bunch of other stuff that I'm selling. Minimalist lifestyle, but you'll see a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to sell. And if I can't send it back to WeCrochet for some reason, then I'll definitely be putting whatever I don't use on that website. This pattern is available on Etsy and Ravelry. I did purchase my pattern off of Ravelry. As I've said in previous videos before, Ravelry just tends to give the designer a bit more back on their designs. So if I have the option between Etsy and Ravelry, then I'll typically purchase off of Ravelry. The pattern comes in the size extra small to extra large. I don't know if you would think that that's size inclusive or not, but yeah, those are the sizes, so hopefully that fits the size that you'd want to make. I do feel like if you kind of look at the pattern, you may have to come up with how many stitches and everything you need, but I really do think it would be customizable to fit anyone. I think Kseniya, but I think she has the most amazing designs. I'll show her Instagram and a few of her designs she's come up with, but I think she has the most amazing designs. My first exposure to her was actually on YouTube. I was looking for a raglan sweater because I have never done, this is also my first raglan sweater, but I've never done a raglan sweater, which I think I'm using that term correctly. As I understand it, raglan just means you start from the neck and then work your way down and add in sleeves and stuff. So I've always done sweaters that were just like rectangular panels that you kind of sew together. But I must say, I am a fan of this. Like, I love how you can try it on as you go. You can't really do that when you do the different panels. I'm not gonna say that I'll never do the other way again, but I will say that I do love this way a lot more, like a whole lot more. It's so much more convenient. But I love the way that this pattern was done. It was so innovative. I learned so many new stitches, so many new techniques, and it was amazing. But like I said, I first saw this pattern on YouTube. I was looking for a raglan sweater, so I fell in love with the thumbnail. And then when I saw the thumbnail, I clicked on the video, of course, and she got to talking, and it was not English. So I was like, okay, well, I can't make this. And I don't think I looked at the description box or anything like that, but the thumbnail just stayed in my mind, and I was like, man, I wanna find a sweater just like that. So I think I was looking on Etsy next, and then I saw the same picture from the thumbnail on Etsy, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's the same sweater. And it had the pattern in English, which I was so happy about. So I checked her Instagram from her Etsy, went to her Instagram, and then that's how I got to her Ravelry pattern. So that was a roundabout way to get to her Ravelry pattern, but I did find it. And when I found it, that YouTube video really came in handy. The yoke can be a little bit confusing. There were people on Ravelry that were working on the pattern that said it was a little bit confusing, but the video really helps. And I know it's in a different language. I don't know if it's Russian or Dutch. I have no idea what language it is, but it's not English. But she is showing you what she's doing. So if you just need it to follow along, I think it's really helpful. For some reason, she doesn't link the YouTube video in her pattern. I'm not sure why, but I will link the pattern below, and I'll link the YouTube video below. Because you need the pattern so bad, I don't think you can just go to the YouTube video and make the sweater. I'm pretty sure you will need the pattern to know how many stitches it is, unless you speak whatever language you're speaking. I don't think the video is really meant to just go off of and make the sweater. I think it's more of a guide for the pattern. So next I'll get into the modifications I did. There were only a couple. One was I tend to have a bigger bust, so there was a certain amount of chains you were supposed to do once you start splitting for the sleeves. And I did do the pattern for the large size based on all the measurements she gave, but I wanted a bit more room around under the sleeve. I felt like it was like stuck in my armpit when I did it the way that she did it. So I added a few more rows onto the yoke, and then I made the sleeve connection a bit longer. I think I followed the number of chains you need for the extra large, and it worked out perfectly. I love how it fits seamlessly. The other thing I did is her pattern is a long sleeve sweater. I live in Houston, Texas, as you may or may not know, and Houston doesn't get that cold, so I figured I would make a short sleeve. I was wondering if I should make it like below my elbow, but I settled on above my elbow just because I like the way it looks a lot better, and I can wear it more around the year. There are very few times in the year that I'll need a long sweater, a long wool sweater, so I was just like, you know, I'd rather have a short sleeve sweater, and I think I could get way more wear out of it. If you have any tips for wool sweaters, like I said, I am terrified to wash this thing. I don't want to mess it up. I'm sure there's some care instructions for the yarn on WeCrochet, so I'll double check with them. But I love this sweater, and I just never ever want to mess it up. I think that's part of the reason why I tend to go toward acrylic yarns, because you can just throw them in the washing machine and it's super simple. But I love the result of a wool pattern, like using wool yarn. I just think this looks so classy and elegant and beautiful. It's amazing. So I really do like wool yarn. I just need to get more comfortable with it. So if you have any tips, I'm still a beginner. I'm not an expert, so feel free to send them my way, and then I'll spread them as they work or don't work. That's really all I have to say about this pattern. I love it. It's an amazing pattern. It was a super fun sweater to make. The yoke is amazing. I can't wait till, I think you all know that my favorite video from last year was my family rates my makes, and I definitely plan on doing that video again at the end of this year. But my nephew was very strict about how much skin I showed, and I think this is perfect. Like my arms, my neck is covered, so I think he'll approve, and I can't wait. Watch him give it like a 2, but I think he'll approve, and I can't wait. But I really love this sweater. If you like it too, give me a like. Be sure to subscribe. I'm on a journey to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.